next, Mr. Dave Navarro, Jane's Addiction, Ocean Size. Let's do this! Welcome folk, welcome. This is a special request for one of our patrons, Jar Fiery. Thank you very much for suggesting this one. This is lots of fun to play, and Dave Navarro is an amazing guitarist. So this is my first Dave Navarro video. Thank you very much for suggesting it. So let's crack on with the intro. So really cool intro section, and it's just a chromatic run basically. It's a chord that's part of the major chord, so where you would play. It's actually just, the root note is on the 5th fret for all of these, and you just move that down chromatically, okay, and then for the turnaround. You stay on the 3rd fret for that second time round, okay? So that's it from a chordal perspective. And obviously these, the B and the E string are open throughout, which gives it that lovely chimey sound. But it's the picking that is the only tricky bit really. And it is quite tricky. It took me a little while to get it. Now on the album you will hear... You'll hear that, okay? You'll hear a lot more of the root note, but he mixes it up so often that every other time I've seen him play it, he plays it more like a straighter run, more like this. Which I think sounds better because there are 2 guitars over the intro bit doing lots of cool interplay. Okay, let me play that slowly for you. You can see in the tab where the picking is. The difficult bit is getting back to the root, okay, for the second time it plays in each phrase. So that's not going to be too much of a problem, or shouldn't be. But it's that little jump there. If you can't do that, as long as you're going ascending for the last 3. So if you miss the odd one, no one is going to point a finger at you. Okay, so just try and get that as clean as you can. So the turnaround is it's just a triplet basically. Cool, okay, on to the verse riff. The verse riff is amazing, and there's a lot of scope for fills, so Dave does mix it up. I'm going to show you all of the fills that he uses on the album. So let's have a little look at the rhythm for this riff, okay? So if I play it like this. Okay, that's how you would play it if you were playing it on an acoustic, okay? So, electric, you're going to be playing... Okay, so slowly. Now that first chunk there, sorry to interrupt myself, but the first chunk is the same. So if you could play that first bit, that is the first half of every verse phrase. And then in the second half of the phrase, or the second bar of this phrase, that's where he mixes it up and plays. With all that sort of good stuff. Now we're back in 4/4 for the main riff, for the rest of the song actually. But I'm going to smash through these riffs, okay? So you can always rewind and come back to it, but I'll play them quick then slow. Because we've got a lot of little riffs to get through. So let's do this. First one. Okay, superb. So that's going to be the same every time, right? Now the interesting bit is this. Let me take the distortion off so you can hear it clearly. The second bar starts with. Alright, so slowly. Okay, so you're on the 5th fret. Make sure you get that rest in there. And to get the slide, I'm actually fretting the note at the 3rd fret, and as soon as I fret it and strike it, I'm sliding it up to the 12th fret, okay? If you don't do that, which you don't need to pick it. If you've got enough distortion and enough volume, you won't need to pick it. But just to hear it clearly, I find it better to pick at the same time. You may not, but the option's there if you need it. Right, second phrase. Awesome, he's just basically repeating the same thing 12 frets up, so that is. Okay, again, let me play it cleanly. Doesn't sound anywhere near as good without distortion, does it? Awesome. Now, riff number 3 is another variation. Okay, that again. And the only difference is you've got a. So you've got slightly less time to get to the slide there, okay? So. You're playing 3 E chords as well. Okay, rather than. Now, 4th one. I think this is what he's playing. So slowly, that second half is. Or whichever. Which is a subtle bend. Okay, let me play it clean. With the juice. Now the next one's the same, but rather than doing, you play really similar. Pretty straightforward. Okay, and the last one before we go into the next section is another variation of this octave run. So. Pretty straightforward, it's just clean. Okay, and then in context, slowly. Alright, that shouldn't cause you too many problems. And then okay, which is lovely. It's essentially the same riff, so it's got the same rhythmic pattern. I just played with these power chords. Alright, that shouldn't cause you too much trouble. Just watch out for the rhythm, and that slowly is. Exactly the same as identical rhythm. Then you've got this. the next section goes like this, and again I've just taken my distortion pedal off, so I'm just on my slightly overdriven sound for this, okay? It's just an E chord, but you're going to be playing this and then with the chords. And you repeat that around twice. So that again, one more time slowly. And then distortion back on, you're into these big old chords. Okay, that's that entire bit, and then the whole band stops on that last G chord. Okay, so quickly, that's a G to a D to an A chord. Little sus4. Then there's this. So take your whole finger off there. Okay, so that slowly. Then you're into this again. Alright, and there's an extra G there, so the second time round it's... Okay? Right, then the whole band stops, and then you've got this E, G and A sus2. 1 bar each. And then band's back in, and you've got a bit of a... Now on the album, he does play with a load of whammy bar, and it sounds, yeah, wicked, but I'm not going to run through that one. I'm going to show you some of the bits that he plays at the end, because there's some cool licks in there. And I'll give you some licks from the solo. I'm not going to run through the whole solo, because you just need to work around the E minor pentatonic. I'm going to be doing some lessons on soloing and how you approach soloing over stuff soon, so we'll deal with some of his licks in there. Do not worry, you're going to get some more Dave. So anyway, what he does is he starts off with this. And then he goes into this. This lick, okay, which is just as per tab 779 979. And then I think for the next riff he moves up to the 12th fret. Okay? That slowly. Okay, and then the next bit is this. Double stops on the 12th and 14th fret. To get that, you're just going to have to bend both of those up. Then there is this run, which I have tabbed out. I don't know if this is exactly what he plays, but it is in the style of Dave, which is... Okay, that slowly is... all triplets, okay, and it's quite legato as well, right? So you're not going to be picking every note. That's the first bit. Second beat is... repeating the pattern, it's just a descending run. So that last phrase is... and all together. You might have a bit of trouble going from the 14th to the 15th there, but otherwise it's just the speed really, okay? Just keep practicing it until you can build it up a bit. And then the last phrase is more double stops and slides. Okay, and that is just... So there we have it, Mr. Fari. I hope that was suitable for you, sir. And thank you very much for your patronage. Massively appreciate it. As I do all of the patrons, so thank you so much. Tab will be up over there for you, so go get that while it's hot. And to everyone else, subscribers, likers, viewers, commenters, thanks so much again to you guys as well. Okay, this is just, it's brilliant. I love all the support, all the feedback, so keep it coming in. Until next time, cheers, bye bye.